What's up, YouTube? It's James Quick from Learn, Build, Teach. I'm back with another resume review. Today, I'm excited to review Brandon's resume. He's a student in my launch code class. Really excited about the work you've done, Brandon, and then whatever that next step is for you, definitely want to help you get there. So taking a look at your resume, one thing I did is I took out phone number and email just in case you didn't want that. I left LinkedIn. I think you probably got enough on your GitHub to go ahead and list your GitHub here as well. So I think you can do that. Let's go ahead and look through here. I think you can parse down your skills section. It may seem like maybe you're struggling a little bit to fill out the page, but I think you can minimize this a little bit. And what I would do, and this is the general recommendation I'm making for people, is one, have a line item for languages and frameworks maybe. And that will just be comma separated ones. So HTML, comma, CSS, comma, Java, comma, Python, that sort of stuff. And then have, depending, you can do frameworks on either one, either skills and frameworks or tools and frameworks. And you can kind of choose where frameworks goes. So the next part would be maybe tools. So Unix and Bash and RESTful services and SQL. I guess that's still a language too. Office 365, a few of the other ones. So you can kind of figure out what goes best where, but I would list these out as comma separated values so they take up a little less of your space here. All right, I think there's a couple from the class also that you can put in here. Bootstrap is one, VS Code is one in terms of tooling, IntelliJ is one. So you've got a couple extra keywords that you could add in here that you don't have already. All right, then I get down to non-technical affinities. It's an interesting mix for me. Interdepartmental collaboration advocate. So this is a noun for who you are, and then you get into like adjectives and strong leadership, I guess, is a noun, but more kind of about yourself versus what you do. These are the kind of things that don't make much of an impact on me personally. Now take this with a grain of salt. You can write whatever you want on a resume. No one submits a resume and on their resume they say bad at time management, doesn't like to work with people. No one says that, right? They say great time management. They say love to work in a team, all that kind of stuff, because otherwise you're really limiting your opportunities. So these kind of things don't mean that much to me. Maybe spend just a bit of time thinking about what of these are most important and what you're really trying to get across by putting them on your resume. If you really want someone to know a little bit about who you are, think about which of those things is most important. Then you've got this, I guess it's the 16 personalities test. So I've done that before. I also don't put much stock in these. I don't think much about it. The one thing that actually is impactful here is this image is incredibly hard to see. From just this level, I could zoom in if I wanted to. Can I zoom in? There we go. I could zoom in and I can see it, and it looks okay. But for someone looking at a resume, maybe like this, and then especially if someone is looking at a resume in person on a printed out copy, that's not really going to be readable for them. So I think you could probably just have a line item that says, looks like, I forget which of these is your actual result. So you'll have to tell me actually. But maybe just like a one line item with your actual results of who you are. Then you get into employment, working at Walt Disney. I like that you've got numbers in here to support. I don't know what KPI is, to be honest. I feel like I should, but numbers to support that. That's great. That's a really good thing to have. Support group chat, peak seasons. There might be a way you can reword this. So you're working with on-site and remote employees with active calls and chats, including taking escalated calls. I like that. I'm not a great word person, but maybe you can help somebody really sell this to show like a form of leadership, or you talk about getting escalated calls. Why were you that escalated call person? And it's maybe because you're a level 2 here, but kind of embrace what that means. Show that your leadership, show how you got there. Focus on the things you did to get you there, and sell that. I know that's a little bit vague, but hopefully you can come up with some wording to be a little bit more impactful there. And then monitor and report on a day-to-day contact, center operations. Okay. So if you're the person that that looks at day-to-day reporting, staffing plans, workflows, budgeting. Those are things that sounds like you've got a good amount of responsibility there. This is it's a lot of text. I think you can try to parse this down a little bit to really focus on what's important out of here. So think about in these 4 lines, almost 5 lines, think about what's most important in here, and then either break this up into 2 lines or really make one small line. And the reason is bullet points are not made to be multiple sentences, and they're not meant to be sentences. So I think just one thought per bullet point and then wrap. But I wouldn't break this into more than 2 bullet points. I would try to parse it down to focus on what's most important to you. One other thought is you've got different kind of icons here. I would prefer those to be consistent. I would want to make those things consistent. Let me zoom back out a little bit. And then also just a design thing, make sure that all of these bullet points align, and especially when you get into listing out your languages and skills, or skills, languages, and frameworks, or whatever we said. Languages and then tools and frameworks, I think, would be good. So make sure those are left justified. And then you've got your education. I'm curious, in college, if you have anything that's relevant, go ahead and list that out. Put that down on your resume if you have classes or things that were relevant. If you had a good GPA in those classes, you could put that too. If not, no harm. And then the last thing, and this is a big one for me, out of all the work that we've gone through in the last 6 months of coming to class late at night, working hard on assignments and studying, this is all you have to say about launch code. Like, think about the amount of work that you put in and the things you've learned. Launch code is the biggest reason, I think, that you're moving now towards a developer position. You got to sell that. One, first and foremost, or launch code should be first and foremost, if not maybe right after technologies and core skills, under relevant experience. Under relevant experience, launch code is the thing that you have most that you have going for you. You have to sell that. You need to include what things we covered, how you worked on multiple projects, how intense it was. This is a really intense curriculum. You need to have a description here that sells what launch code is and how you went through it and how hard it was. And that's something you should be proud of. And that's going to be the biggest thing on your resume that gives you validity as a developer. The second thing you're going to want to add is your capstone project. We haven't started that work yet. So once you get that capstone project, you're going to need to put that on your resume, and you want to sell it in the same way. This is the thing that I worked on. This is what I built. Here's the link. You can get to it. These are the technologies that I used. You got to sell those 2 things, because those are the 2 most important things that you have going for you and looking for a developer job. So that's the feedback I have right now. We'll definitely make some progress over the next couple of months. Hopefully we'll get you your first job, Brandon. I'm excited for that to work out for you. I want to thank you for sending your resume over and letting this be a resume review. I want to thank people for checking out this one, and I will see you all in the next one. Hey guys, if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. You can also check out learnbuildteach.com to sign up for the newsletter to learn about my latest content. Thanks for watching.